All right, here we go. Thank you, ladies, so much for hopping on tonight to our team What is Coaching webinar. I'm super excited to have you guys here. I'm sorry, it is so dark. I have like a reading light that I'm like using for lighting. All right, there you go. I think it's a little better. All right, but thank you guys for hopping on. So pretty much, my name is Paola Ramirez. I am one of the Beachbody coaches that is going to be speaking to you guys today and sharing this opportunity with you guys. Super excited to have you guys here. You either saw this opportunity on one of our Instagram accounts or Facebook accounts, or maybe you guys know us personally. Maybe you are currently a challenger in our group, and that's why you're watching this video. But whatever way it is that you came across this opportunity, we're excited. We're excited that something inspired you, something that you read made you send that message to that person and ask for more information. Or maybe someone invited you personally to this webinar. Maybe somebody asked you if this was something that you were interested in because they saw something in you that they thought would be amazing for our team, that maybe they saw something in you that they felt would make you an amazing coach. So whatever way that you came to us, whatever way you came across our team page, we're super excited to have you guys here. And I'm just kind of going to give you a little bit of a rundown of what we're going to be covering for the next probably 45 minutes to an hour. We definitely want to keep it at least an hour. But sometimes we get super in the moment and we might go over a little bit, sharing our stories and sharing what makes us so excited about this opportunity. So we're going to go over what exactly this is. What is coaching? What is Beachbody? What it is that we do as coaches. We're not going to go into trenches of how we make, money specifics. I did post that information in the invite on Facebook. I broke it down. I talked about that more in there. So definitely go back and look in that. But we're definitely going to show you guys what we do as a whole, what we are, what our mission is, and all of that. You're going to hear some of our stories, 3 of our coaches. So myself, Araceli is going to share her story, and then Karina, my other coach, is going to also share her story and talk about how we got started. I think that we all are very different, but we have one thing in common now, and that is to help other people grow. We fell in love with this opportunity, and that's why we're all here, and that's why we're sharing it with you guys today. So let me get started with myself. So like I said, my name is Paola Ramirez. I have been a coach now for 3.5 years. I joined Beachbody back in July of 2015. Let me just turn this over. There you go. Okay. So I have been a coach now for 3.5 years, like I said, and coaching didn't come to me because I was looking for a way to start a business or find income. Like that just really wasn't what I was looking for when I came into this opportunity. Maybe some of you guys follow me along on social media, but to bring you guys back into my story, pretty much in 2015, I had a 2-year-old. My son was 2 years old. I have 2 stepdaughters. I have 3 kids, okay? So I have 2 stepdaughters, my husband. We've been married. It's going to be 2 years and 2 weeks, but we have been together for 6 years. We definitely were like that relationship that met each other. Within 3 months, moved in. Within 6 months, we're engaged. Within a year, we had a baby. Like that is literally our story. But we definitely came with history and baggage. But I felt like the universe just knew what it was doing. God knew what it was doing. And through everything that we had been through, we found each other. And now we have 3 beautiful kids that, we love so much. But I feel like in that moment, and to bring you even back further, I was in a relationship before that, high school sweetheart, with him for 7 years, and then got married, thought I was living that life. I'm marrying my high school sweetheart. Everything's dandy. My parents are perfect. My family's been perfect. I've lived this white picket fence life my whole life. And then all of a sudden, like everything came crushing down. I was going through a divorce at 21. My parents were going through a divorce after being married for 25 years. Like, I felt like everything was against me at that moment. And then a year later, I met my current husband, and all of that happened. And then a year later, I had a kid. So you could just imagine that life really took a toll on me for, you know, those 3-4 years that I went through all of that. I was going through anxiety attacks on a daily basis. People did not know that I was going through that. I was on depression medication. I was on anxiety medication, antidepressants for about 2.5 years. And no one knew that I was going through that. As far as my nutrition and fitness, I didn't come from a family. My parents are Mexican. Nobody teaches you how to portion control or what to eat or any of that. You know, like that's not a fundamental in our family. You eat tortillas, you eat rice, you eat like everything at once, and that's how we are raised. And so that's how I was raised, and I didn't even know where to start. Mentally, I feel like our families don't talk a lot about mental issues. And so no one really talked about depression or anxiety or all the side effects that would happen to me. And of course, food became a comfort thing. I was overeating or not eating at all. And so I had my son, and everything just came at me at once. And I felt like once I had my son, I completely lost myself. I went through postpartum depression for a couple months. And I've always pushed through things. I've been that type of person that just kind of, you know, brushes things under the rug and does all of that. And so, but then I realized, like, at that point that I had hit rock bottom. I realized that I had lost myself. Like, I wasn't me any longer. I wasn't that cheery person. I wasn't that outgoing person that wanted to go out to family events. My clothes, my size, I was almost 200 pounds. I actually gained 40 pounds after I had my son. It wasn't baby weight. Like, it wasn't like I was trying to lose baby weight or anything like that. I gained weight after I had my son due to that anxiety and all of that. In between that time, 2013, we also had to move our family 75 miles from where we were living, and we're commuting. We were financially at the worst moment in our life. And it's, you know, such a taboo to talk about. People don't talk about those things, but we were living paycheck to paycheck. We were living with my dad. We were driving 75 miles daily there and back. So 2.5 hours a day with a 2-year-old in the car. Like, it was not a life that I wanted to live. I cried all the time. I had anxiety attacks all the time because you have a 2-year-old screaming in the back. You've been out of your house since 5 a.m. You go to work 8-9 hours a day, come home 7:30 at night just to do it again, all over again, every freaking day for 2 years. I couldn't see myself doing that any longer. But it all started with me and my fitness and my journey. And so May of 2015, I came across a post from a girl who was doing one of Beachbody's programs, and she had done the program, lost 50 pounds, and she posted a before and after picture. And in that moment in my life, I was at rock bottom. I was willing to do anything. And I was in size 18 clothes. I didn't recognize myself anymore. All I wore was flowy shirts and, you know, leggings and anything that wouldn't accentuate myself for anybody to see the muffin top and the rolls and like how big I had gotten. Like, you know, people now tell me you were not that big. That's because I didn't let people see that part of me. Like, I covered it with bigger clothes and like behind people and, you know, the angles and all the filters and like cropping the side arm that was like 3 sizes bigger. Like, I did all of that. And so I was done. I was done living that life. I was done living that way. And I was just like, I need to take control. And it really hit me the day that my son told me to play with him, and I legit couldn't move from the couch. And to this day, that still really makes me tear up because I remember it. I remember the moment of going home, driving through the drive-thru like we did 4 days out of the week because we didn't cook. We had every excuse in the book to not do it. You know, we don't have time. We drive. We have kids. Whatever, all the excuses. And I remember we completely binge ate. I like 2 cheeseburgers and 2 large fries and a Coke. And there's my son, 2 years old, super active, running around. And I literally could not get off the couch. Like, there was no way that I could get off the couch. And I looked at Danny and I said, I'm done. Like, this is not me. I can't continue. I can't continue doing this to myself. And you're either on board or you're not. Danny's my husband, by the way. And I said, I don't care. I'm doing it. And, you know, he supported me from day one, but he still did his own thing. He still was eating the McDonald's. He still was like, whatever, you do you, I'm gonna support you. But I mean, let's see how long you last, right? And I'm sure we all have people like that in our family. And I feel like it's why it holds us back so much from doing the things that we want, because you have all of those people telling you, yeah, right. But in my head, I had my mindset. So I went ahead and I purchased this package. I started this program. And in my head, I said, I'm going to give it my all for 21 days. But if this doesn't work out, if it's not something that I get results with, if it was all a scam, then, I mean, there goes my money. But at least I know that I gave it my all. Well, 10 days in, I was 10 pounds down. I was drinking a shake every day. I was not stopping by drive-thrus. I was not going through Starbucks every morning. I went through the withdrawals of caffeine. Then I went back to caffeine after I learned how to drink it without all the sugar crap. Okay. But I went through all of that and I gave it my all. And 21 days in, I lost 14 pounds. And then I said, somehow or another, I have to keep going. And somehow or another, I'm going to continue buying the shake because I don't know how I can live without it now. And I didn't know how I was going to continue buying the shake because you guys, we had no spare money. We were asking my dad to let us borrow money because we were living that life. And I said, you know, I was sharing my story on social media without thinking that I could make this a business because the girl who signed me up never told me that I could make a business with this. So I didn't know that right away. But someone reached out to me on social media and asked me, how do I do what you're doing? And I'm like, oh, I don't know. I've always been that type of person that Googles crap. I will figure it out. So I did Google it and I was like, wait a minute. I did sign up as a discount coach, which you're going to kind of hear. You're going to hear that from a couple our coaches here. A discount coach is somebody who simply signs up just for the discount of the products, because you do sign up as a coach, you do get a 25% discount on all of our products. So when I signed up, the girl told me you can get a discount. And I was like, okay, that's if I continue, right? But I did it because I'm like, whatever, who doesn't want to save money if I do continue? But thankfully, like, I don't know, God was watching out for me. The universe was watching out for me. And I did sign up as a coach. So the second month, someone comes along and tells me, how do I get the product? How do I do what you're doing? And I was like, okay, well, this is how you do it. I remember getting my very first check. And I didn't know how I was going to get paid, by the way, you guys. I really thought I was going to get a discount on my shake. I thought I was just going to get something, I don't know, like some type of discount. I didn't know that I was going to get a commission. I didn't know about network marketing. I had no idea what all of this was. And I get home one day. I swear to you, that day we had like $20 in our bank account. We weren't going to get paid for 2 more days. I didn't even know how we were going to put gas in our car to get us to work the following day. I opened this check and it's $45. And I swear to you, those $45 forever changed my mentality. And, you know, money is one thing. I was already loving what I was doing. I was helping people. I was changing their lives. I was just inspiring people that without the check, I would have kept doing it. But the fact that I had a check in my hand for simply sharing a tool that I was already doing blew my mind. Like, I opened that check up, I looked at my husband and I said, this is our ticket. And this is how I'm going to make our family move. This is how I'm going to change our life. This is what I'm doing. He looked at me like I was freaking crazy. Like, he had no idea what the hell I was talking about. But I literally knew that I had a ticket in my hand. And so following months came along. I dabbled into what was coaching. I signed up a couple people, but I didn't really know what I was doing until like January 2016. I went to my very first event. We have like quarterly events that we attend. You guys probably seen some of us post some of those things. And I saw a mom go up there and tell me that she was making over $200,000 a year. She had retired like she didn't work. She had retired herself, and she was with her kids 24/7 building this business, working out, drinking a shake, inspiring people. I was like, wait a minute. Like, you're telling me I can leave my corporate job that I'm dreading, that I'm no longer fulfilled in? I want in. And so that's kind of like where history went off. You know, that year I went completely in. Our team grew. Leaders emerged. And then the following year, I was able to move my family. So insert disclaimer here, Beachbody does not guarantee anything. You got to work hard for it. You got to show up. You got to share this opportunity. You got to grow a team. And so all of that happened. I was able to move my family closer. And then this year I was able to leave my full-time job. So it has been an amazing opportunity. It has been the most rewarding thing that I've ever done. And you're going to hear more about it in detail as we start this presentation. And I just hope that if anything inspires you guys to dream a little more, to believe that you can make things happen. From a girl that had no idea what this was, no experience in any of this, and just being herself and sharing the truth, like was able to inspire so many people and grow a team and do this for her family. Like, I hope that you guys just keep that open mind and think about the things that you could do with an opportunity like this as well. Alrighty, so let me go ahead and share my screen here. And also introduce, can you guys see my screen? It's good? Yeah? Okay. And let me introduce Araceli, who is I'm going to call her my grandma, my stepmom, my adopted coach, who I have been so blessed to do this business side by side with. And she's going to go ahead and talk to you guys a little bit more about this and share her story with you guys.
Hi, everyone. So yeah, I'm Paola's bonus mom, I guess you could call me. Her coach actually quit, and then I became Paola's coach. So my journey started 4 years ago. So 2014, I was the heaviest I had ever been. So I'm really short. I'm only 4'11". So I was 50 pounds overweight, and that's the most I know that I weighed myself on the scale, and I saw 50 pounds. So if you were to check my BMI back then, it was actually in the obese category because I'm so short. And I was at a point in my life where I didn't have kids. I was married, but I didn't have any kids. And I just needed something to feel like myself again. And I came across a video or videos from Shanti. So you guys know Shanti from Insanity, and he has a new program coming out and all that. So I came across his videos, T25, right? And I hated going to a gym because I was so overweight that I was embarrassed. Like, I didn't want anybody seeing me there, and I didn't know what to do at the gym, honestly, and I hated those classes, and I don't like to dance, so I didn't want to do Zumba or any of that. So I decided to give T25 a chance, and I bought these videos of, like, I don't even know where I bought the videos, but I didn't know that coaching existed. I didn't know, like, I could get a coach. I didn't know I could get somebody that could help me through my journey. So I started the videos, and I started just with the workouts, no Shakeology, no nutrition plan, just doing the workouts from home, 25 minutes. And I lost 12 pounds with T25. And Shanti kept talking about this Shakeology and this Shakeology and this Shakeology. And it came out in the video. So I decided to give Shakeology a chance. And I had just graduated college. I was gonna enter my job as a teacher, and I put Shakeology on my credit card. So I run it through my credit card, and I didn't tell my husband. I told them after I bought it, and I told him, hey, if I don't like it, I can return it, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so he's like, okay. Same as Danny. He's probably like, okay, you try it, you do it, and then we'll see if it works, and then maybe I'll join you. Okay. So I fell in love with Shakeology. I completely fell in love with it. It changed everything for me. I was obsessed with it from the day one. I didn't know anybody drinking Shakeology. Like, you guys know all these people drinking Shakeology. Your coach is drinking Shakeology. I didn't know anybody had ever drank Shakeology. Nobody had ever mentioned it to me. So I decided to trust Shanti, right? He's the expert. He knows. So my coach became a coach. So she actually knew about the opportunity. She became a coach, and she knew I was drinking Shakeology. So she said, hey, Araceli, if you sign up as a coach, you get a 25% discount. I was like, okay, I'm in. And then she told me something really interesting. She told me, if you sign up 3 people, you basically get your Shakeology back for free. At that moment, like, I didn't know, like, same way, Paola, like, I didn't know that this was a business. So my mentality was, okay, if I sign up 3 people, they're going to send me a Shakeology bag. That's what I thought it was. So I didn't know this. And so I remember calling customer service when I signed up 3 people on the first month, and I called customer service. I'm like, hey, where's my Shakeology bag? Do I get like a free Shakeology bag? And they're like, no, like, you actually get paid for this. I'm like, oh, okay. So my coach was fairly new, so I was the same way Paola was. I would Google things. I'm very proactive in that way, where I would just research things, find a video, I find the information myself. So I just did it for the discount. I never had the intention of building a business. I never had the intention of actually making money out of it. I just wanted the discount, and then I wanted a free Shakeology bag because I was so obsessed with it. So people started asking me, hey, I noticed that you're losing weight. Like, what are you doing? I noticed that you're working. I would post my pictures and my videos on Facebook just for accountability. And they just started asking me. So, of course, I was telling them, okay, I'm doing this, blah, blah, blah. I'm drinking Shakeology. I'm doing this program. I'm doing 21-day fix. So more people started asking me. And that's when I realized that I needed to pay it forward. If I was feeling amazing and I was working on myself, and I had found this system and this support group that finally got me off all of the diets, all of those crazy things, all of the yo-yo dieting and the crazy 3-day military diet and the cabbage soup diet and all of that, that if I could share that with other people and help other girls to feel amazing, then why not? So that's how I started. Still no intention of building a business. I didn't have that vision for it. I was just starting my job as a teacher. Like, why would I do this if I just graduated college, if I had my loans to pay, and I just started a new career? So I just stay consistent. I share my journey. I lost 50 pounds with the programs. And then my husband slowly started getting into it, but he was still going to the gym. He was drinking Shakeology, but wouldn't do any of the workouts, wouldn't do our nutrition plan, but he was drinking Shakeology, at least that. And then slowly coaching started paying for one bag and then both of our bags. And then I started paying for a bill or another bill. And then I got pregnant. So in 2015, I got pregnant. And at that moment, I still didn't have the vision of coaching. Like, I didn't want to build a business with it. I thought that I had to, because I went to college and I graduated, that I had to work basically the rest of my life. Like, I had to be a teacher, and I was going to be a teacher for the rest of my life. Like, there was no option for it. So I had my baby in 2016. And I even hired my mom. So coaching did allow for me to hire my mom so she could take care of my baby. And then, as well, you guys know, teachers, we have the summer off. And then the first year, I noticed that my child was building a bond with my mom. Not that it's a bad thing, but he was building a stronger bond with my mom than he was with me. And of course, I love that. But then I felt like I wanted that strong bond that they had together. And I felt like I was missing out on his life. And I felt like something was being taken away from me. So we spent the whole summer, the first summer in 2017, we spent that whole summer together. And of course, we started building that bond, right? Because I was with them 24/7. And I felt like I was getting to know my child, where he's my child. Like, so I'm supposed to know when he takes a nap and what snacks he's like and at what time I'm supposed to bathe him. But I didn't know any of that because I wasn't taking care of him 24/7. So after the summer, I had to leave him. And that was the first summer. I had to leave him. And I felt that first day I went back to school, I felt like my heart was being like ripped apart because I was leaving my child, one that I was getting to know again. And I hated that feeling. I hated that feeling that time was just like passing by super fast. And I didn't want to miss out. Like, I wanted to be there for him. Like, I wanted to make sure that I was there if he fell. I wanted to make sure that I was there to witness his first steps or his first word or whatever it was, or give him that first try of a new food. So I felt like I was missing out. And that year, that's when I decided that summer that I was going to leave my job, my teaching job, my career. And when I mentioned that to people, I was kind of scared of mentioning that to people because a lot of people were hesitant. A lot of people were asking me, like, why are you going to leave your career for an online business like this? But I knew deep down that this was the right decision. I knew that this was the way out. And I felt it with the support that I had. I felt it because I love our program so much. And I'm like 100% true believer in that. And I was doing them anyway. So I knew that this was the right move. And that's when I decided to go all in, to start stars in a plan where I could quit in a year. And in June of this year, I actually quit my full-time job as a teacher. And that gave me the freedom of moving my family basically to Arizona, to a new state, because I wasn't tied into that career of teaching. Like, I didn't need that salary of teaching because Beachbody was supplementing that income. So I was able to move my whole family to Arizona. We're from Texas. I moved my whole family to Arizona, and we just moved here a month and a half ago. And I take care of my child now 24/7. And it's the hardest job in the whole world, right? But I still run this business part-time. And that's the thing about, and we're going to talk a little bit about misconceptions and all that, but you can do it. You can do it with the full-time job, with the part-time job, being a mom, not being a mom. You can make it happen. And that's just a little bit of my story, but I'm just so happy that you guys are here. And I hope that you take this leap of faith, because it can be one of the most amazing things that you ever do.
Thank you so much for sharing that. All right, so let's go ahead and keep going on here. So misconceptions, like Araceli stated, misconceptions, we get them all the time. We get these questions. I'm sure they're in the back of your head. Okay, well, this sounds way too good to be true, right? Look, we're not going to sugarcoat it. It takes hard work. It takes, time. It takes sacrifice. It takes commitment. When I decided that I was going to commit into this because I knew that it was my way out to make things better for my family, I sat my husband down and I said, I'm doing this, with your support. There was nights where I couldn't necessarily I was working full time, same 8 to 5, 8 to 6, getting home at 7 o'clock at night. And I needed him to be there. I needed him to, put Jackson to bed, to take him a bath, to do those things. So I had to openly communicate those things with him and say, I need you to help me so that I could do this. And so I was on, weekly night calls, or I was doing my challenge groups or setting up things. And so, no, it's not just posting a selfie and all of a sudden you're making money. It is work. But there is some misconceptions that people think that they need to be in order to be a good coach, or a coach at all in general. So number one, being at your goal weight. No, you don't have to be at your goal weight. What we actually say is that it's probably better if you're not at your goal weight. As you heard, me and Araceli were not at our goal weight. We really were sharing our journey as we went. People saw us transform. Our family, our friends, they saw us transform. I lost 60 pounds. She lost 50 pounds twice because she got pregnant and then lost them again. So, like those things people saw. So no, you don't have to be at your goal weight. You don't have to be a personal trainer, because we are not personally training anybody. We get to connect with the trainers that do the programs for Beachbody, and that's what we're sharing with people. That's like Autumn Calabrese, Shaun T, Tony Horton. Those are some of the big names that you guys have probably heard. They're the personal trainers. They get to link arms with Beachbody. They get to create these programs. We simply have to follow them and be proof of the product, show people what it's like to go through these programs, that they're going to get results. And if they follow them, they're also going to get amazing results. So we don't have to be personal trainers. I don't expect anyone to be a nutritionist. You don't have to be a nutritionist. I for sure am not a nutritionist or a chef or anything like that. Y'all know I still burn water, even frozen rice in a bag. Like one time I almost did that. So like you don't have to be a nutritionist or a chef, but you have to learn how to use our nutrition systems. You know, I did learn how to use our container nutrition system. Portion control was the biggest lifesaver for me in my lifestyle, in the way I eat now. And so you do have to obviously use the tools. We have To Be Mindset, which is another nutrition program that recently came out this year. So we have those tools, those nutritionists that do put the meal plans together for us. We got to follow them, and we simply share them with people. We share what's made our lives easier. You know, my biggest thing for people that are in my challenge groups is like easy hacks, life hacks, quick meal prep, things like that. Because when I started this journey, I was driving, I was working full time. So that's how I survived. That's how I got my results. And that's what I pride myself in. Like, that's how I teach people what I've done, and that they can get results too. Also, do you have to be a professional? No. Sorry, mom life. You don't have to be a professional in any of this, you guys. We learn as we go. As you heard, we Googled it, we figured it out, we asked questions. The most amazing part is that you will have an upline team of coaches and to ask questions to. You know, we were kind of alone when we started. We didn't really have that support, but you're going to have that support. We have trainings, we have weekly training calls, team calls, a whole training where we're going to teach you social media. If you have no friends, girl, I'll get you some friends. Like, you're going to learn all of that as we go. And if you're serious about building this business, okay, and building this as you go. So those are some of the misconceptions. I want to jump it over to Karina. She is one of my coaches, and I'm excited to have her here. She's a little newer. She's going to talk to you guys about how her journey started, how she got on board, and what she's doing now. So let me stop the share so you can show your beautiful face. Go for it.
Hey ladies, I'm Karina Diaz. I've been a coach for a little bit, like a year and a half. And my story, it's like, I don't know how far back to go, but I've always struggled with my weight since I was little. I've always been on the heavier side. And you know, just through like comments from like family members, you know, I come from a Mexican family, so everybody always talks. And now that I think about it, like, you're never really like the perfect weight with our culture. Like, you're either the gordita, or then if you're too skinny, like, are you sick? You know, it's like, it's so weird. But so yeah, I just grew up with a lot of like, I didn't grow up with a lot of confidence, and I started to get this like obsession with trying to lose weight since I was younger. And at like 12 years old, I started taking diet pills behind my parents' back. And then I slowly started to get into like starving myself. And then I started to get into really like exercising a lot and got into that type of obsession. And then as I got older, I would lose weight, then gain it all the way back. And I think my heaviest was around 272 at one point. And then I lost some of the weight. Then I got stuck at 230. And then when I started with Beachbody, I was at like 210. So everything was all over the place. But emotionally, that's where I've gained a lot of more value, because in 2013 I lost my brother. And now listening to Paola's story, like, I also grew up in a very like white picket fence, and everything seemed so perfect, and I had the perfect family, and I never really struggled too much. I was very sheltered. So when I got that hit, I didn't know how to like react to that. And then I never mentioned it, but a year after that, my other brother got diagnosed with cancer, and he was given like 3 days to live or something like that. So my mom traveled to him in San Diego, and she basically brought him back to life, because now he's living, and he still has to take care of himself a lot, but he survived that. So that was like a lot of heavy stuff that came my way. And I've always been the type to take care of other people, and if you need my help, I'll be there, but to focus on myself, like, that's scary to me. And so I lost myself in all of that. And I come from a background of film production, so from like an editor and a producer. And if you don't know too much of that, you're basically the person who puts someone else's vision together. So I never really had something for me to focus on. And I hit a point where, and I remember this coming back from a production meeting, I was driving, and it was at night, and it was quiet. And I seriously had like this suicidal thought. I thought, like, if my life just ended right now, like, would I really be losing a lot? Because I was just so tired of living day after day the same routine. I'd go to my 9 to 5, then I'd come here, I'd exercise my butt off, because I wanted to lose this weight that I'd been struggling with. And then I'd go and like work on other production things, come back home, sleep for a little bit, and then do the same thing over and over again. So I just got so tired of it. And at that point, I had already actually been drinking Shakeology, but I didn't put like the fitness and the nutrition together. So I was still viewing it as like a slim fast shake, and obviously like the weight didn't come off. And I had gotten it from a coworker of mine. But then when I started to see Paola's journey, and when I hit that point, in March of last year, I reached out to her and I said, like, I know you're drinking this and I'm drinking this, like, but what else are you doing? So then she told me all about Beachbody and the programs, and I said, what the hell? Because I've been exercising, but nothing has been happening. So then I did 21 Day Fix. I lost 10 pounds my first round, and then people started to notice that that I was losing the weight. And then I got a friend asked me, like, hey, so what are you doing, this and that? And then she's like, well, can we meet up and can you tell me more about it? And this is, like, I'm such an introvert. And I like took that meeting, and for me to take that step to like actually talk about this and how it just flowed out of me so naturally. And I was like, there's something there. So obviously when the coaching opportunity came, I said yes, even though I had no idea what it meant, what I was going to do, but I was like, okay, let's do it. Like, there's nothing to lose. I'm going to get a discount too. Okay, sure. I don't need to meet a quota every month. Awesome. So then I dove right into it, and I've loved it ever since. It is hard work, but it's like satisfying to me, like there's so much value in it, like to reach out to people and to help people. It's like the most satisfying hard work that I've ever done. So yeah, and then it's also very like, there's a lot of value in it for yourself in growth, because I've seen, like, I'm building a business. I never would have thought like a person who was there trying to help other people build their businesses be able to build their own, So it's been an incredible experience, and I've just seen myself grown so much from it. I'm coming out of my shell more, it's taken me almost 30 years, but it's happening. And I'm so happy that you guys are here, and thank you for taking the time to listen to our stories. And I hope you guys find so much value in what we're about to share with you guys, and to share this whole experience with you all, because it's a great team effort too. That's another thing. A lot of people think it's like okay, you're a coach, bye, you know, like, see you later, good luck. It's not, you know, we're a team. That's why it's called Team No Excuses. So yeah, so that's just a little about me and why I love being a coach.
Thank you, Christina. Thank
Karina.
you. Okay, by the way, I have like too many K's in my if you're a K
And
you,
too many Karinas.
yeah, like if you're a Karina or your name starts with a K, you automatically just have to join the team because like I have way like so many K's in my team. But thank you. Like seriously, seeing your transformation has been the most like gratifying, and like it's like these are the things that have kept me here as a coach. It's seeing these transformations, and it's seeing like the first time, by the way, me and Karina went to high school together, and so like we, you know, when I saw her again years later and we met up for the first time, like I just remember that day so clearly. And you were so shy, and you could tell when you meet someone and their confidence is like down here. And that was you that day that I met you. And then to see you now, like not even 2 years later, you know, how much have you lost? Over 50 pounds now.
Yep.
Kicking ass. Like seriously, I don't even think I could work out like you, like at all. Like I can't keep up with you. And you're so dedicated, and you're so like amazing, like seriously. And I knew you would be amazing from day one. So thank you. All right, so let me go ahead and get back to this screen. All right, so we went through misconceptions, now our vision. So as you heard our stories, you know, our mission is to help people achieve their goals, to live a healthy and fulfilling life, because it's what we value. I remember the first time that I went to a seminar for Beachbody, and my first summit, actually my first year that I went all in, 2016. And no, it was 2017, I think. That was my first summit. And I remember that the CEO of the company literally said, our mission is to help people achieve results, long-term results, to change their life, to change all of that. And right there, right then and then, I knew that that was a company that I could link arms with, that I knew that that was where I needed to be, because they weren't pushing product on us. They weren't pushing us to push product on people. It wasn't just sell shakes, sell bars, sell teas, whatever it is. That was never the main focus of everything that we were, you know, listening to and that we were talking about. Like we were celebrating people's lives. And as you can see here, these are our own teams. Crazy transformations. Like Christina has lost over 100 pounds. This is Karina down here. She's lost over 50 pounds. You know, Ceci's lost over 50 pounds twice too. You know, before and after pregnancy, myself, and then Araceli. So like, this is our goal. This is our mission. This is where, you know, when we celebrate, when I ask my coaches, how many people have you signed up this month? I want to know, like, who are the people that you're signing up? Who are these people that you're helping? Like, it's not just a commission. It's not just a sale. It is a person's life that you're going to change, that you're going to impact. So that is our mission and our value. All right, I'm going to jump it over to Araceli so she can go over our vital behaviors and what we focus on and what we do as a coach. Oh, go for it.
I think I'm muted. Okay, good. I love this one because people ask us all the time, like, what do you actually do, right? And it's very simple, but like we mentioned before, it's actually very simple not to do. As simple as it is to do, it's also very simple to miss. But the first one's always going to start with you. So it's going to be you being proof of the product. So you drinking Shakeology, you drinking our performance line, you doing our programs. And we have so many different programs that you can find the one that fits you. So you don't have to do one specific program. You don't have to do one nutrition program. You just have to find the one that you really love. And you be proof of the product of our workout programs, our Shakeology, working on yourself. And this company preaches so much that you have to be the best version of yourself. Doesn't mean that you're perfect. Doesn't mean that you're at your goal weight, that you have muscles or abs. It just means that you are always trying to be proof of the product and working on your goals. That's how you're going to inspire people, because we're all so different that you're going to inspire different people. You're going to inspire people that relate to your journey. But you have to make sure that you post that, and you have to make sure that you're being proof of the product. The second one goes hand in hand, because it's all about bettering yourself, right? So you want a better life, you want a better, better mentality, you want all of that. So it's being personal development. So this actually can go from like reading books that help you with whatever you are struggling with. So there's not a specific book that you have to pick up like in college, right? Or like in high school. There's not a book that you have to read just because that was assigned to you. No, it's a specific book to whatever you are struggling with. And if you don't have time to read and sit down, I know a lot of us have kids, right? And then our kids are going to draw all over our books. You can actually listen to a podcast. So if you have a commute, you can listen to a podcast, you can listen to an audiobook. So this is just about finding whatever you are struggling with and trying to become better in that sense. The next one, it goes, when you love our programs and when you fall in love with our programs, you want to be an advocate for them. And you are going to see that you talk about them. And what are you drinking? People are going to ask you like, oh, I'm drinking Shakeology and I love it because of this, this, and that. I'm doing 21-day fix. I'm doing the 80-day obsessions. Awesome. I could just put it on my, whatever you fall in love with, you're going to start talking about it. And you're going to start inviting and sharing about it. And you're going to go all crazy just because you're feeling so amazing that you want other people to feel the same. So you want to pay it forward. You want to make sure that you're sharing this gift. And it truly is a gift that we have. And we want to help as many people as we can. So you're going to invite, you're going to share. Goes through social media. It goes with building relationships with people, not just inviting those cold messages that we've all gotten, right, from different companies. We don't do that. No cold messages at all. You actually build relationships with people, and naturally they'll ask you. And then naturally, as you build relationships with them, you'll ask them to join your group, right? You want people that are hustlers to join your team. So you're going to ask them, but that's after you build a relationship. And then number 4, you've seen Paola post about when coaches advance rank, how about their leaders every month. So you want to make sure that you recognize your people. You want to make sure that you recognize your challengers when they're doing amazing. You want to make sure that you recognize your coaches, right, when they hit a certain rank or when they help the person out. Who doesn't want to be recognized? And these are the 4 vital behaviors that our company preaches. And you see here, it's nothing about hitting a certain rank, or it's nothing about you have to sign up a certain amount of people. It's none of that. It all starts with helping yourself and paying it forward. And that's the mission of the company. You help yourself, and then that's going to lead to you helping other people to live their best life. And that is what we do as coaches. Those are the vital behaviors as coaches that we have.
Thank you. One thing I want to mention about recognition, not only do we recognize our team and we recognize when our team is kicking ass and they're rank advancing, they're losing weight, they're meeting their goals. This company recognizes the coaches that are helping people like no other. Like, let me just insert in here. If you are somebody who is going to go all in, who is going to, set a goal of helping a certain amount of people a month, we can recognized with yearly trips, all paid expenses, to these amazing trips that they, give us for our hard work for helping people. This is called our Success Club trip. And so my first year in, I did not believe that I would actually meet this goal. And I was able to go to Punta Cana with my husband. It was insane. I was in shock. I was like, I would have never dreamt that I would have gone to Punta Cana. Like, first of all, we had no money like a year before that. So like to even think that this is the way that they recognize us, the company and as a whole recognizes when people are helping people because that is their goal. And on a monthly basis, we're getting recognized all the time. So it is such a huge part of our culture to celebrate people and to recognize.
And these trips, I know people ask me all the time, like, do you work when you go on these trips, like Punta Cana or the cruise that we're going on next year? It's not a working trip. Like, you could just sit there and drink mojitos like we do, and dance, right, all night, and then have tacos later. Like, that's what we do. Like, we go and have a good time, but it's not a working trip. Like, you actually just get there and enjoy like the all-inclusive resorts, which I think it's amazing.
But you know what is funny is that we don't stop working.
It's true.
We love so much what we do. And the fact that we can work on these trips for like, and by working, I mean like checking in on our challengers, checking in on our, because monthly we host these challenge groups. That is really like the base of our I guess our work and our business is that we host these monthly challenge groups where we invite people in so that they can do these programs, drink Shakeology with us, and, you know, learn and do a program to either start their weight loss or get better. And so like the beauty of it is that like we can work, and I could be working on the side of the pool with a mojito, but checking in on my team and getting paid while I'm on vacation. Like, those things have blown my mind that I am able to do that. And like, you know, next week I get to stay home with Jackson, like his first Thanksgiving break. And like, that just blows my mind. It just blows my mind. So it's funny. I think we're just addicted. Like, we just love what we do. All right. Our tools. So you've kind of heard us talk about a little bit about, you know, what we kind of do, but how do we help people? What are the tools that Beachbody gives us to help people? You know, if you're somebody who's already been in one of our challenge groups, then you know what Beachbody On Demand is and all of that, but I'll kind of give you guys a rundown. So Beachbody On Demand is the platform that we use. It's an online platform where you get to download and push play to over 800 workouts that Beachbody has put together. You've probably heard big names like P90X and Insanity and all of those, but recently, you know, 21 Day Fix was a huge deal. Currently, this year, I think has been like such an amazing year for our business alone and for our company with these new programs. And so like Lift 4 came about, and I have never seen muscle in my arms like I ever have. I know Karina hasn't either. She's over there. She loves Lift 4. But like, we have a program to meet everybody where they need to be met. Okay, if you're a beginner, if you love dancing, if you like weightlifting, if you like cardio, whatever it is. And so my goal as a coach is always to find out what it is that my consumer wants. You know, what it is that my client wants. I'm not the type of person that just goes, yeah, sign up, here you go. I need to get to know my people. And so I find out what it is that they need help with. Shakeology and our performance line is also another tool that we have. I suggest that everybody's drinking Shakeology because it has been such a great investment in my family. It is a non-negotiable. We've been drinking it for 3.5 years, and I would probably die without it. But it really has been like a life-changing thing for me. I would never ate vegetables in my life, and it completely changed my taste buds. Like, it's really insane because it is not a protein shake. It really is a superfoods shake. But we have other nutritional lines that we could also offer to our clients, like Energize, aka my mom crack, that helps me do everything. And, you know, performance lines like Recover and things like that. The Portion Fix containers, if you've seen those color containers before that we talk about, that is a nutrition program. And it's going to be standalone next year. So if you're on this call, you guys don't understand. Next year, this is going to blow up. Now is the time to start your own journey. And come 2019, in 2 months, people are going to be asking you what you're doing because guess what? You're already going to be ahead of the game. And so honestly, now is the time that you want to start this, because come January, February, once everybody fails at the gym in January, they're all going to come running for a solution. And you're going to be the person that they're going to see online doing their workouts and getting results. So just kind of keep that in mind. We have our challenge groups, we have our Facebook team groups, and all of our online coaching, live workout seminars, and all of that we also use as tools. Alrighty, so the best part of all of this is that you get to decide where you're going to start, okay? I am not going to decide where your business is going to start, where you feel comfortable starting. When I started and when Araceli started, and Karina, we were all discount coaches at the beginning. And so, like we said, discount coaches, that's somebody who drinks Shakeology, who is committed to a fitness program, who feels like, oh, I'm not going to sell anything. I just want that discount for my shake. Fine, great. Like, but that will evolve into more as you get into it. If you're thinking right now, well, I have a full-time job. I think I can do this part-time. I probably could invite a couple of my friends to do this with me. I want to share it here and there, but I mean, if I don't make it big, that's fine. Hey, extra income is extra income. When I started, I was making, $40 a week. Then that grew to $100 a week, and then $200 a week, and all of a sudden $1,000 a week, and I was paying my rent. Like, all of those, that is going to evolve as you go, but you get to decide where you want to start. So a hobby coach is somebody more like, I want to do this part-time. I definitely want to make enough to pay for my Shakeology, but maybe that's, kind of where I want to start. A business builder, someone who wants to go all in, who wants to grow, that is somebody who sees a big vision. Like, when I saw that person say that she was making $200,000 a year, $300,000 a year, that's where I wanted to be. I wanted to be all in. I wanted to be a business builder. I want that life of freedom. I want to be able to raise my kids on my own terms. I want to have financial freedom. I want to have all of that. And so I want a team that wants that too. And I want to grow a team with me. So growing a team, going out, introducing this opportunity to people, that's a business builder. Somebody that's showing up every day, who understands that they're going to have to put a leader hat on, even though they don't know if they're a leader yet, okay? That you're going to be open to growing and being in that growth and learning mindset all the time to lead other people to better things because you want better things. That's a business builder. And so you get to decide where you want to start. And honestly, you're forever growing, you're forever learning. And I feel like none of us ever know everything. We're always learning and growing, and that's the beauty of it. All right, so how do you join? So we're getting to the end of this, I promise. You pretty much would join. So if you are completely new, if you're on this call and you have never done a program with us before, you've never done one of our groups, the best way to join is by getting a challenge pack. And so a challenge pack is the full, pretty much the full, how do I say it? The full package to you starting off your journey. This is how we all started. We all started with a challenge pack. And what it is that you're going to get access for 1 year to all the programs. You're going to get a month's supply of Shakeology. So you're going to get the fitness, you're going to get the nutrition, and you're going to get the portion fixed containers. And this is like our basic package. This month alone, so on November 30th, last day of the month, it's going to be $140 for this rest of the month. Only $140. And you get your $39.99 fee waived to become a coach. That's insane. $140 to change your life is like ridiculous. So this month alone, it's $140. Next month, it's going back up to $160. So it is on sale this month. And so that's one of your choices. And then, like I said, you get the free coach account. If you are already a Beachbody member, if you have already purchased a challenge pack before and you're currently not a coach, you can upgrade your account to coach. You have to pay $39.99, but you will get that money reimbursed if you have ever purchased a challenge pack before. So let's just say maybe a month ago, you signed up with your coach and you bought a challenge pack. You pay $39.99. You get your money back within 3 days. So technically, you're signing up for free after you pay that fee. You're going to get your money back as long as you bought a challenge pack before. So those are 2 ways to sign up. Oh, yeah, that's my last one. So those are the 2 ways to sign up. My best, advice to you guys is that you go ahead and you reach out to the person that invited you here. Reach out to the person that invited you to the opportunity, that you saw the opportunity from, and talk to them about what like more details, right? More things of what you might still have questions about. But seriously, you guys, this opportunity is like, it's a thing that you just don't know. Like, you don't know where it's going to take you. It's a chance that you can take, and it might be the most amazing thing to you. You then decide what it's going to do for you and your family. Like, I just always have this mindset in my head. It's 2018, and we have the ability to do things out of the norm, out of the box. I was so tired of working in a cubicle and not being recognized for working my butt off, for, you know, working for somebody else's dreams. Honestly, I was working 8, 9 to 5, and I was miserable. I was no longer fulfilled. I was not being recognized. I wasn't happy. And to find something that really lit me up, that gave me that joy back in life, that gave me that fulfillment. When I see those transformation pictures on my team, when people tell me that because of me sharing my story, they changed their life, I'm always mind blown. Even now, 3.5 years later, I'm still mind blown because I never thought that I was going to be an inspiration. I don't think that Karina or Araceli ever pictured themselves where they're at now. I don't think that we ever thought that we could do this. But those little mindsets, those little positive things that we kept doing on a daily basis, the personal development, the growing of our mindset and realizing like, what the heck? Why is it that all these other people get to live that life? Why can I? And I always ask myself that, why not me? Like, why not me? If she's doing it, there's nothing special about me, y'all. My house is a mess. My kids screaming in the living room. Like, I'm no special person. And I've had to learn skills, and you're going to learn those skills too as we go along. As long as you are hardworking, you show up, you're consistent, and you love on people, this can be for you. Okay. So thank you guys so much for joining our call. Thank you guys for staying on here for an hour. If you have any questions at all, please message the person that invited you guys to this training call. They can answer all the questions, send you the link to get signed up and get started, because this month alone is our, no excuses November, and we're super excited to hopefully get all of you guys on our team and see you guys thrive in 2019. All right. Hope you guys have a beautiful night. Bye.